Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about parenting style. Okay, more specifically, we're going to discuss about Baumrind's parenting style. Dinah Baumrind in 1960s, based on the research which is focused on how parents' attitude, control, and their warmth affect child's development, proposed three different parenting styles. Later, Macoby and Martin added the fourth style of parenting, and we'll be discussing about all the four different kinds of parenting style. To understand these four different kinds of parenting styles, let's understand major factors, or main factors on which it's based. Responsiveness is one important factor, how warmth, supportive, and nurturing parents are uh, is one factor that would actually give rise to the four different parenting styles that we'll be discussing about. The second factor is demandingness. So, how much control or expectation that a parent would have over the children. So, it's the interaction of this responsiveness, that's the warmth, supportive, and nurturing nature of the parent, and demandingness, how much control that the parent would want to exert on the children would actually determine the development of four different parenting style. In fact, the combination of these two factors what give rise to four different styles. So these are the four different parenting styles. We have authoritative parenting style. We have authoritarian parenting style. We've got permissive, and the last one, which is neglectful parenting style. So let's look into all the different four different types of parenting styles in detail. Okay. So authoritarian parenting style. These parents are strict and controlling. They demand obedience and they rarely explain rules. Mostly, you could say that the motto would be "because I said so." Okay, so for example, if the child questions a rule, the parent might respond, "Do as you're told, no argument." So, can you all guess how the child might feel in this situation? It's natural, right? The child would feel fearful, anxious, obedient, um, but would be very unhappy. So, the child might follow the rule, but they also develop low self esteem, poor communication skills, and it might be so as they grow and they develop autonomy, and they have a certain level of cognitive development, they can think on their own, they might have rebellious behavior. Okay, moving on to the next parenting style, we have permissive parenting style. So here, permissive parenting parents are just opposite. They're very loving and they don't set many rules. They act more like a friend than a parent. They avoid confrontation. They rarely discipline the child. So if, for example, a child may refuse to do homework, the parent might say, "That's okay. You can do it later if you want to." So can you just imagine how a child may feel or how might child grow up if they do not have any limits, there's no rule around. Yes, it could be that such children raised by permissive parent could be irresponsible. They also have issues with impulse control. They have poor self-control. So you might say that while they feel loved, they often struggle with self-discipline and respecting boundaries. Moving on to the next parenting style, we have neglectful or uninvolved parenting. So this is the least effective and the most harmful style. So neglecting parents show little warmth or control. Right? They may be too busy, stressed, or the worst, indifferent to the child. So what might happen is the parent may not notice whether the child has eaten, whether the child has done any homework, they have actually delivered the chore that's expected. In fact, there might not be no there's no set uh, rules. The child's never said you do this or you do that. The parents never there. The parents is always there, absent, either physically or mentally or psychologically. That there's no presence of child. So how do you think a child might feel if the child is growing up in such a household? Yeah, they might feel lonely, insecure, they feel neglected. Um, Such children might have low self-esteem, they might have poor academic performance, they also might have trouble forming relationship. So coming to the last kind of parenting style we have, which is authoritative parenting style. Now, this is different from authoritarian parenting style. This is authoritative parenting style. This is considered the most balanced and effective style. Authoritative parents have high expectations, but they are also, in the same time, very warm and supportive. So they set clear rules, and they also explain why the rule exists. They encourage open communication. So, for example, if the teenager of a parent might say that I want to go out or stay late, no night out with my friend, the parent might say that you can until 9 p.m. because it is a school night, and the next day you'll have to go to school. So you'll have to come back home before 9, or in Indian context, it could be probably before no 6 or 7. So whatever is applicable, depending upon the child's safety around. And the parent might negotiate. For example, over the weekend, if you call your friends, probably we could extend the time from 6 to 9 or 10. You guys could stay together and then have fun. So the child actually understands the reasoning, and they also might feel respected. So what do you think? How do you think the child would feel when raised in such environment? Yeah, they feel encouraged, they feel confident, they feel responsible, they're also independent, right? Because the choices are given. So research has shown that children who are raised with such parenting style, they tend to have high self-esteem, their social skills are really good, and they are academically much more successful. So to sum up, Baumrind's theory helps us understand that there are no single parenting or perfect way to parent. The key is be balancing, being warm, supporting, in the same time setting clear expectations, boundaries, and rules for the child to follow. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.